How's it going, guys? Winter Kills here, and welcome to a brand new episode of Top Replays and Highlights. This is going to be a bit of a special episode. I normally do replays that I have, replays I thought were like noteworthy from my streams, and some submitted replays from my Twitch subs. But the other week, about 2 weeks ago actually, I decided I would do something called Combo Week, where I would open up to my Discord and create a channel where everybody could submit replays they had of their craziest combos, and we watched all of them on stream. It was really fun. So if you want to get in on something like that in the future, check out links to Twitch and Discord down below. Would love to have you in the Discord or on a live stream, so check those out if you haven't. But this entire episode of Top Replays and Highlight is going to be dedicated to showcasing these combos. Some more extravagant than others, wide range of decks, I believe. But I think we've got like 8 or so good combo-esque replays that we're going to share with you guys. So we're going to go ahead and do that here in just a moment. But of course, a quick shout out to Imperium Duelist. Do not forget to use my discount code at checkout on their site, WinterKills10 off, to save 10% off your entire order. Support the channel in the process. And of course, if you guys are buying anything on TCG Player, do not forget to use that affiliate link down below. That way a small bit of the revenue of your purchase will go right back into the channel, which is greatly appreciated. So let's roll the intro and let's get into it. Alright, so a lot of these combos I think are test hand features here on EDOpro. But this first one here, I believe, is showcasing what Orkest is capable of in the OCG, featuring some of that new Raid Raptor support. The Strangleanius. You control a dark monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. Also, you cannot special summon monsters the rest of the turn except for dark monsters. Yeah, what a restriction. If you control an Xyz monster that has a dark Xyz monster as material, you can target one level 4 or lower Raid Raptor monster in your graveyard, special summon it, but negate its effects. So a pretty insane card for Raid Raptor nonetheless, but this rank up spell is pretty nuts, and you guys will see why momentarily. So this is going to start out with just Girsu here. Girsu is going to dump Harpoor, and keep in mind this is an OCG combo, and believe it or not, the OCG still has Harpoor. Yeah, I don't know why either, but they also have Rusty Bardiche, sending the cloak for that Shade Brigandine as an extra extender. Galatea shuffling back that Symbol Skeleton for the field spell. Classic, Bardiche Orkest combos that we're so used to seeing here. The cloak is going to go for Boots. Boots will summon itself to link off into IP Masquerade with a Dingirsu, triggering the effect of the Strangleanius, and following that up with that all-important that Shade Brigandine. Now, he does link just here, or he does Xyz into Dark Rebellion Xyz Dragon, which of course is not that great, but that is just only the beginning, my friend. He obviously flips up the Babel, because we do, I think, Engrave, of course, have access to Harpoor alongside the Dingirsu, so this can get, Symbol onto the board, and then that can be cleared or linked off with IP Masquerena for Nightmare Unicorn, which we do have discard fodder in hand. And then, of course, that Symbol Skeleton can bring back the Dingirsu to the zone where Bardiche is pointing to, and pop 2 cards. Remove one and pop the other. Man, oh man, do I not miss Dingirsu Bardiche shenanigans. But again, this rank up spell is going to be the icing on the cake. You see here, we're going to activate this. You could go for something like Girsu to get Symbol Skeleton to the grave immediately. You could link off into Nightmare Unicorn, as I mentioned, but also the icing on the cake, linking into the Dark Requiem Xyz Dragon. If this card has Dark Rebellion Xyz Dragon as material, gains these effects, which of course it does. Once per turn, you can detach 1 material from this card, then target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls, changes its attack to 0. If you do, this card gains attack equal to that monster's original attack. But it also says, when your opponent activates a monster effect, quick effect, you can detach 1 material from this card, negate the activation of you, destroy that card. Then you can special summon 1 Xyz monster from your graveyard. So you have multiple ways to bring back Dingirsu. You don't even have to go so far as to use Symbol Skeleton. You could use this as well. But basically, we have access to 3 monster negates right here. A better Appaloosa. And you can also have the opportunity to drop something to 0. And keep in mind, those effects are not once per turn. Yeah, so a pretty insane combo here. And again, Symbol for Ding. And it just goes farther than that, if you can imagine. So pretty awesome combo there. OCG only, but again, Combo Week does not discriminate between formats. So we're going to move on to this next one here. This is Megalith, showing what Megalith is capable of doing post their new support. Fortunately, Megalith is lacking a little bit right now, but in due time they will get the support needed. So starting off with Senju of all things, to search, I believe, the Aerotron, summoning out that Medolce here. What Medolce is this? The Petting Cessor. You know, yeah. So you have no monsters and you have anything special in this card from hand. So a pretty decent extender here if you ask me. But searching out the Adamantipator Researcher, which, if I'm correct, may or may not be the only Adamantipator card. Yeah, the only Adamantipator card in the entire main deck. So again, do not worry about having to break the bank too much if this is something that interests you, because you will only need one copy of Researcher, at least for the time being. So Researcher hits the board, really just to link off into Halqifibrax. That's going to summon none other than Recover, and we're going to discard 2 to summon out the Haggith, discarding that Damage Juggler in the process for a copy of Trick Clown, playing the Megalith Unformed to go for the Megalith Full, and that is going to add back a Megalith from the grave importantly, and also summon out this Trick Clown to complete a rank 4 play. Before, though, we're going to go ahead and get the Megalith Ophiel to get another search in the process and link into the IP Masquerena. This is where things get interesting, though, because during the opponent's turn, we can use Megalith Full, basically, to quick effect ritual summon a Megalith monster from your hand or deck by tributing monsters from your hand or field whose total level is equal or exceed its level. So basically, we're going to use Bethor in the hand here to summon out another copy of it from the deck, and that is going to net us destructions equal to the number of ritual monsters we have in our grave. And at the time, we already have 3 copies, I believe, by the time that effect resolves. So you get to pop 3, and you also have IP Masquerena options to go for either the Appaloosa or, you know, something like Nightmare Unicorn. But you could also go into Christian Quandax off of the Needle Fiber to go for a Borreload Savage Dragon as well. And you also have the option to Ritual for Phaleg, which can come out and boost your monsters by 300 attack and defense for each ritual monster in the grave, which is a lot at this point. So I think you give your Appaloosa an extra negate in the process, which is pretty insane. So yeah, it's gaining, I think, 800 extra attack. So yeah, giving your Appo an extra negate, which is pretty nuts if you think about it. You know, 5 monster negates in one. We've already popped 3. You've got the B-Sav in the process. A pretty cool combo. Makes me kind of want to play Megaliths moving forward. But next combo here is called the Heresy Display. This one, a lot of replays from Kaiser Arrow. Sees a bit of a mad scientist when it comes to showing off a lot of these combos here. A wide range of different decks, as you can see. Cherubini getting things started off. I see some Crusadia cards going all the way into Halqifibrax, summon out Shoedoll Falco of all things, but either way, we're still getting into Martial Metal Marcher to bring back Falco. Going into the Proxy F Magician allows to fusion summon for El Shoedoll Construct, and that is going to trigger Falco to come back, of course, sending Shoedoll Fusion in the process, summoning the Raid Raptor Lastrix to go into the Revolution Falcon. Add a copy of Rank Up Magic Launch. That's going to get us into the Arsenal Falcon, and that's going to bring out the Kochi the Daybreak, link into Appaloosa, but no, it does not stop there. We have more plays that can be made. Ultimate Falcon, is that good enough for you? Okay, how about an El Shoedoll Winda on top of that? So I'll let that one sink in for a little bit. Ultimate Falcon, Appaloosa with 3 negates and a Winda with some cards left over, and add a Dark Contract of all things. So pretty interesting replay there. This replay I think is shown off before, but this is a really cool Gizmek Uka combo with Mech Knights from Larry here. So just needing a copy of Girsu with a copy of the Gizmek Uka, the Festive Fox of Fecundity. Now starting with Girsu to dump that World Legacy's Mind Meld, going into Lib to play the World Legacy Scars from deck, banishing Mind Meld to set Dos Ex Crawler directly from the deck. That's going to trigger the Festive Fox. Fox will target Girsu to bring out World Legacy Armor. That will get you a search in its own right for World Legacy's Memory. Going for Borrelguard Dragon, bringing out Purple Nightfall. Purple Nightfall is going to banish for Blue Sky. Blue Sky is going to hit the board. That's going to go ahead and search us Indigo. And just trying to get that Mech Knight count up in the grave. We're going to flip up Dos Ex Crawler, and that'll negate any other monster effects our opponent wants to activate. Basically a skill drain. Going to Morningstar. Purple comes back, going into the Spectrum Supreme, getting out another Mech Knight from deck from Spectrum Supreme, going to Avermax, and then from there following it up with the Scars just off that 2-card combo of Festive Fox and the Girsu. Just better hope they don't have Ghost Ogre for World Legacy Scars. Yeah, but either way, still a pretty damn solid combo there, if you ask me. No hand, no extra deck, not much you can do right there, if you ask me. Next thing here, this is a bit of an interesting replay. Mid-match, some of these replays were combos that were pulled off during games. Other ones were just straight up board flexing in the test hand feature of EDOpro. But getting started here for Mr. Yoko Snipes, the Deep Sea Diva into that Neptibus, add Dragoons to add a copy of Megalo. Deep Sea Aria is going to go in for another copy of Dragoons. Megalo, double Dragoons here, big flex. Big flex. I can't wait to bring you guys more Mermail content, actually, because I picked up some German Neptibuses, and I'm also testing out that copy of Minstrel, so test hand video coming soon. But either way, we already have Dragite and Moulin Glacier knocking Red Eyes Fusion on hand, bringing back that Megalo, and then linking it all into Appaloosa. So it's still ending here with Abyss Sphere, Cosmic Cyclone, Moulin Glacier, and Adamancipator Risen Dragite. So 3 monster negates, they're down 2 cards, and a spell and trap negate. Not too bad there for the old water deck. Drone's going to try to activate. Take a look at the top cards of the deck. And the Agent will try to proc. That's going to get negated. Magician Souls is going to attempt to activate itself, dumping the Dark Magician. That's going to get negated as well. He's going to try to set the Mission Assault. That'll be met with Cosmic Cyclone. And that's going to do it for Spiral's turn right then and there. But we still got more plays to make. Deep Sea Aria banishing the Deep Sea Diva. Normaling Pike to discard the Dragoons to set up what I imagine might be a Bahamut Shark play. Of course, attaching Dragoons to get an additional search. Maybe for something like Megalo here for that totally awesome after, you know, resolving that effective Dragoons, getting the Toad in the board, and just clearing away that Linkuriboh and swinging in for game, just crushing Spirals. Not that that's really hard to do after the loss of their other cards. I forget what the Spiral, what was it? Spiral, the level 7 spell. I forget what its name is anyways. It's not really too relevant. This is a Crystal Beast combo. Now, I know some purist Crystal Beast players might not be too happy with this current replay, but it does show off some of, I believe, the newer Crystal Beast cards, which I think are coming out in a Legendary Duelist set. I could be wrong, though. But we do have what is going to turn out Crystal Beast's rendition of Fiber and Friends, which may or may not interest most Crystal Beast players, but we're going to get some Board of Sovereignty. Actually, no, this is a bit of a different variant. This is not the Fiber combo that I thought it was going to be. But either way, Union Carrier with Simorg, which, oh, yeah, and a Masquerade on top of it, so it does get a little bit better than that. So it is basically the infinite negate loop being pulled off here in none other than Crystal Beast. Really just going to show you, and a Solemn Judgment set, really just going to show you that it's pretty capable of pulling this off in almost any deck. That's just how generic this stuff is. You know, bricks in deck, keep that in mind. But still pretty interesting to see Crystal Beast pull off a pretty much tier 1 combo, if you ask me. So pretty interesting to see, and then we're going to take a look at this one here. This is called a bad Synchron combo here, but we'll just go ahead and see what it is. This might be sort of a modern day take on old classic Junk Quasar. Junk Speeder hitting the board and also activating the effect of Doppelganger to get 2, and then 2 more Synchrons from the deck. Jet Synchron included alongside the Road Synchron. Hyper Librarian. I do love some Hyper Librarian shenanigans, especially when paired with Formula Synchron, so just double the draws here. And I think he may have mistimed some effects and missed out on a draw, but it doesn't matter. The board is still being built. Herald of the Arclight hits the field, and now we're into Quasar. So Quasar Herald. Just out of some random Synchron stuff here in 2020. It's not, again, not the biggest board, but still pretty cool nonetheless. You know, the idea. It's the idea that counts, right? It's the thought that counts. Now here we do have, I believe, the last combo of the video, which I think is just going to be a Shoedoll combo by the looks of it. Armageddon Knight dumping Hedgehog to go ahead and add what looks to be Wendy. Fusioning into Construct here. And then summoning out Ariel off of the Wendy. We're going to dump that Rish Shoedoll, go for Cross Sheep, resolve our chain links, add back Al Shoedoll Fusion. That's going to flip up Ariel and bring back Construct, also triggering both the effects of Cross Sheep and Construct again to bring out Wendy to dump the Shoedoll Fusion, banishing that damage juggler for Trick Clown, synchroing, or not synchroing rather, but fusioning for another construct here. Also have the effect of regular Shoedoll construct, Super Poly being drawn here in the process, bringing back Falco, making Hope Harbinger, Titanic Galaxy, and Abyss Dweller. Could have also perhaps had the option to link into something like Avermax during the opponent's turn here, but also has Super Poly in hand, which is pretty darn good for this particular combo to be able to go for the Winda during the opponent's turn, bringing back Armageddon Knight to dump Dragon to hit a potential Floodgate. But it can go even further than that, considering you live at this point. You're able to go into the Selene to bring back Winda, to bring back the Shoedoll construct, get your fusion back, and continue from there. And then during the opponent's turn, you can lock them out again if you'd like with a Winda for more stun, but not too bad. Ending, turning those double constructs into Harbinger and Abyss Dweller basically on that first turn. Pretty interesting combo here for Shoedolls in 2020. Obviously, we know how good Shoedolls are now, obviously with the structure deck, but pretty good nonetheless. So this next combo I want to show off is actually from a new deck that I've been learning, which is basically the Infernal Night, or Ignoble as I'm calling it, because I do play an Ignite engine with the Infernobles. And this is basically that combo here in a nutshell. I've been spending the last couple streams learning this deck, the ins and outs of it, trying to pull off regular combos, anti-Nibiru combos, combos after Needle Fiber is eventually banned, things like that. Just experimenting a ton of different things. So we're going to go with the Sublimation Knight into Squeak Knight, the best card in the game. Isolde is going to dump the Living Fossil to summon out Renaud. Renaud will add back the Living Fossil. We're going to tribute for Oliver and then link off that Isolde into Link Cross, going into Needle Fiber with Oliver and Link Cross to summon out the O-Line, synchroing into Martial Metal Marcher, bringing back Oliver, and then of course getting the token from O-Line, and then synchroing into the Roland. This card will be getting in the Rise of the Duelist set, I believe. And then O-Line, or then Auroradon's going to summon out 3. We're going to make Borreload Savage Dragon, equip that with the Isolde, make Charles. This is going to come in clutch with the Roland Synchro Intergrave. We're going to clear both of our scales to search out God, Phoenix, Gearfried. Living Fossil back that Sublimation Knight to bring out Roland again, and synchro into Herald of the Arclight, and then summon out God, Phoenix, Gearfried last in order to put us up to 4 interruptions, because we do have that Roland Synchro Engrave, which can equip itself during the opponent's turn, which will trigger the effect of Charles, which basically says if a monster or monster in the field becomes equipped with an equip card, even during the damage step, you can destroy 1 card in the field, which is pretty nice. This card also facilitates those shenanigans with the Smoke Grenade of the Thief, allowing you to possibly loop up to 2 cards in the opponent's hand just off that equip spell alone. And then the anti-rock combo, a bit different here for Ignobles than that first combo. We're basically needing the Ogier alongside the Durendal. That will send the God Phoenix Gearfried importantly, and we do need to have an equip spell so we can make our Gearfried live. That's going to be able to get us Renaud, get us back that equip spell, or get back the Gearfried rather, and then we're going to search off the Isolde. But before we summon off Isolde, we need to establish Gearfried. We're going to send Smoke Grenade of the Thief here, summon out 6 Samurai Genba here, go for a level 2 off the Isolde instead of just the level 1. Marcher back for Genba, for Tatsunoko with a level 5. Ignite to go for Borreload Savage, then going into the Halka Firebrax to bring out Jack Synchron, then going into the Auroradon for 3, popping Auroradon itself and a token for a copy of O-Lion, going into the Roland. You could also go into Dragite if you'd like, and then we're going to bring back that token, now going into Dragite, now bringing out that Jet Synchron to go into the Charles. You could also go into here what is it called? The Herald of the Arclight instead of going into Charles, but you can still go into Herald of the Arclight there regardless, because Oliver is treated as a level 1 monster. That's right. So you can get basically all of that stuff the same way as the previous combo. This one just basically anti-Nibiru. So yeah, lots of combos there. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Top Replays and Highlights. I almost forgot to show off the deck list for this video, so we're going to take a look here at the Megalith build featuring some, literally 1 Adamancipator card. But as you can see, here is the deck list. Just that 1 copy of Researcher and the Gallant Granite to search it. allowing easy access to needle fiber. Plenty of synchros in the extra deck, which of course piques my interest. Then we have the Gizmek Uka build here. Pretty standard for the most part as far as the Mech Knight Scars builds are concerned here. 3 copies of the Grain Storage Fox, the Festive Fox of Fecundity. Obviously, you'll need that combo to pull it off, you know, just needing Gear Suit and the Fox. Then we also have here the Mermail list used to pull off that combo that you guys saw. Pretty standard list. Also playing that copy of Jet Synchron for fiber plays alongside that Fishborg launcher. And then the Crystal Beast deck here for those that wanted to see it. The one that will basically allow you to get into the Infinite Negate loop, where we have, you know, the Mist Valley Thunderbird and the Apex Avian in the main deck. Plenty of rank 4s in the extra deck as well here. The triple Solemn Judgment lineup and that triple Call by the Grave to obviously, you know, protect things in the process. And the Synchron deck, basically Quasar Herald. I imagine there's a lot of other stuff you can do with this deck, but a full Synchro only extra deck. You don't really need Needle Fiber when you have Junk Speeder, so keep that in mind. This card basically is Needle Fiber on steroids. It's, you know, it's restrictions included, but it is still a pretty decent card in the right setting. And I believe this is that Shoedoll deck that we took a look at earlier with the Selene, the Hope Harbinger, and the Abyss Dweller package, etc., etc. And I think we also had the OCG build of Orkest here. Let me just load this in. They'll load in completely unshuffled. But for anybody that wanted to try out some OCG stuff, this is that list here. As you can see, a lot of banned cards. The Arpor, the Maxi, the triple crossout designator, of course, we don't even have here in the TCG yet. The Arc Rebellion Xyz Dragon. And yeah, the Bardiche, and, you know, the classic rank up play into the Dark Requiem, alongside all those good Orkest shenanigans, and of course made better with the Raid Raptor cards. And we also have this list here, the board that ended with it's basically like Shoedoll, Raid Raptor, Phantom Knight. I guess that's what I'll call it. The replay that ended with the Appaloosa, the Ultimate Falcon, and the El Shoedoll Winda. So here is that list. 3 Ultimate offering in the main deck. Cockadoodle-Doo, triple Sangan, double Tour Guide, and of course the rank up Magic launch, and that Shoedoll Ruck. Interesting card name, but pretty solid list nonetheless. Using Cherubini, Raid Raptor, Shoedoll stuff. Very, very interesting mix of stuff. So yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Remember to leave a like if you did. Let me know what your favorite replay was, your favorite combo. And yeah, don't forget to join Discord and follow me on Twitch. Again, links to those all down below in the description. So thank you guys so much for watching. It's always Ridiculous sign out. We'll see you guys in the next one. Of course, a huge shout out to my Divine Level channel members here on YouTube, Academic Thick, Travis Harris, and Zors. Thank you guys so much for continuing to generously support the channel.